I'm going to show you how to make a tumbler with the April Designer box. It came with these 3 custom mixed glitters along with 2 pattern vinyl coordinating sheets. We are going to start by taping off half of our 24-ounce plump from the Steel Magnolia, adding just a tiny bit of epoxy and spreading that around. I added just a tad too much here, so I'm taking some and wiping it off. We're going to add the first color, Poppy, on the one side with epoxy. Once that has cured for a few hours, we're going to just add epoxy to the one side, and once you have your epoxy laid down, you can pull tape. Now we are going to start with our first patterned vinyl. I'm starting with the poppies, and we are going to make an angle. I have decided to take it to about a 60-degree angle, and I'm going to mark it with a pen and just make a tiny mark. Take my ruler and place it right on top of the protractor. And we're going to make a line following that diagonal. I decided to make this piece of vinyl approximately 3 inches. So I'm going to find the 3 inches on my ruler and mark 3 inches above that diagonal line, following the same angle and tracing those 2 lines to make that diagonal. We now have our cup all finished and cured from the one side of epoxy. We are going to take a fabric ruler, as it bends easily around the cup, and measure the width of that side of glitter. That same measurement we are going to take to the vinyl. Mark it and make a straight line down. We're going to take that same ruler and the X-Acto knife, and we're going to cut off that pen line just by moving the ruler to the inside of the pen, following that straight edge and cutting through the vinyl. Follow the mark we made that measured the width of the glitter and cut that straight line. We are now going to take that angled vinyl piece that we created and place the straight edge along the straight edge of the glitter. Pull that angle down and give it a good rub and make sure there are no bubbles. We are moving on to our second pattern vinyl, and this time I got smart and marked the width of the glitter first before the angle. So we're going to mark the same width as previously. Taking our protractor and ruler, we are going to make a diagonal at that exact same 60-degree angle to the line we created for the width of the glitter on the cup. Right here, I'm deciding how thick I want this diagonal piece, and I decided slightly bigger than 1/2 inch. So I am making small guide marks based off the previous line and connecting those lines to make the width that I would like. We're going to make 2 pieces identical in width. Taking our ruler as a straight edge and our X-Acto knife, we are going to follow these lines. We are going to pill up and once again place these diagonal strips we created. One's going to go on the top, and the second one is going to go underneath on the bottom. Taking some low tack painter's tape, we are now going to tape off the side we just finished. Taking just a couple of milliliters of epoxy, we are now going to add that to the opposite side of our cup. Starting with our first color, which mine happens to be Morning Dew, and it is a mini chunky mix. We are going to heavily place it on the top and the bottom of our tumbler. Taking our second color, Just Dandy, we are going to heavily place that just in the middle of the tumbler. Going back to our first color, we are just going to slightly hold our cup at an angle and just tap the bottle and let some of that glitter cascade down very lightly. Going back to our middle color, we are going to do the same as we just did with our first color and just hold the cup at an angle and barely tap and let that glitter fall and cascade down your cup. You're going to go back and forth with both colors doing this until you get a pretty ombre blend. Once you have it all glittered and ombre'd the way you like it, go ahead and instantly pull that tape. Taking just the tiniest bit of epoxy, we are going to rub that around and add glitter to the bottom. After your epoxy has cured for a few hours, we are going to spray seal this side, let dry, and add epoxy to the whole cup. I went ahead and cut 4 very thin pieces of coordinating vinyl so we can add stripes in between the 2 pattern vinyls. I cut a slightly thicker piece of that same red vinyl and added that down both sides. You can now go ahead and add the decal of your choice and epoxy your cup. Here is the cup all finished. If you guys would like to see more tips and tricks or have any questions or would like more information on my designer boxes, feel free to join my Facebook group. The link will be in the description. Thanks, guys.